Hey guys, it's Ray. Today I got a DIY for you. I'm going to be replacing a steering wheel clock spring on a 2009 Nissan Rogue. So stay tuned, guys. All right, first thing we want to do, guys, is we're going to disconnect the negative power from this battery. So let's go ahead and do that. We don't want any power going to that clock spring when we get to working on it. So we're gonna loosen that up, disconnect that power. And also, guys, I forgot to mention that that was a 10 millimeter socket that I use for that battery terminal as well. So just a little FYI. So next, guys, so now we're inside the car, guys. So this is the steering wheel, as you can see. You go inside right here. There's a cap right here. You want to get that cap. You can use a flathead screwdriver. I think I can just use my finger. Pop that off. And you can see that there's your screw right there that you're going to need to loosen in order to get your airbag off. And I'm going to be using a T30. I'll be using this little T30 right here. It's a little T30 screw right here to get that off. I'm going to use my impact gun, guys, to get this off of here. But if you don't have one, just a regular old socket or the piece and a ratchet will work just fine. Get out like that. There's the screw right there. We'll put that to the side. We'll go on to the next step. So guys, I forgot to mention, you're going to see those two screws for that for that airbag. It's going to be on both sides. Again, there's the little cap. You can use a flathead screwdriver. Sometimes you can just pry it out just like that. And there's the other screw. We're going to take that one out as well. All right, guys, I got both screws out from both sides here. So now you gently lift out the airbag. Of course, you're going to see attachments in the back. I'm going to show you guys these real quick. These attachments here are going to have to be, hold on, see these here. We're going to undo all these to fully release the airbag. So guys, as I was saying, this harness, there's it's going to be three attachments you're going to have to take off. So I've already done this one here. All I did was use a flathead screwdriver and gently just started working it loose until they just, they just free themselves. I did that one for the yellow one, and as well as this one. And then they just lift it up. Like I said, I just did it really gently, guys, just going from one side to the other, just lifting them out really gently until they freed themselves. And for that last attachment that was right here, guys, here it is right here. I just took a flathead screwdriver, put it right in the middle here, pressed down, and then pulled it out. So that's how I released that that third plug in there. So all right, guys, we got that freed up. Got the attachment, see the yellow, the red, and then that third attachment right there. So we got the airbag out. So what we're gonna do is just gonna put that aside. You want to just put it face up, just sit it down face up to the side until you're ready to put everything back together. And now the next course of action is going to be taking this nut off. This nut is what actually is holds your steering wheel on. So we're gonna focus on that. Hey guys, this nut around here is gonna be a 3/4. So find you a 3/4. That's gonna be it right there. I think I'm gonna try to use my impact to get that one off. So guys, I end up not being able to find an extension for my impact, so I was forced to use that 3/4 socket and actually two smaller extensions put together here. I was going to use my long one, but it was actually, you know, a little bit too long to get the to be able to get the force I needed to get it off. So got it unloosened, so go ahead and take it off. So we got that off there, so good to go. All right, you guys can see here, take that, go ahead and take that nut off of there. And if you can, guys, I know everybody doesn't, you know, have the same tools necessary, but I like to keep all mine in like a magnetic dish. That way you can keep up with everything. I've definitely had my experiences with losing little nuts and bolts and things, and that's not fun. So, all right, guys, I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, I'm back. Hoping you guys can see this. So I'm getting ready to remove the steering wheel here. So I just have to give it a little wiggle, and it'll come right off. So just like so. Take out your little harnesses here, thread them through, and again, just like your airbag, just sit it to the side. And I want to show you something here, guys, while I have it. So here you want to notate the position of your clock spring, okay? Notate the position of it, and just want to make sure it's in the same position. You see this is at 12 o'clock. You see that of course, everything, your two connectors at the bottom. So you always want to just notate that, because you want to put your clock spring in the very same way. So guys, there are two Phillips heads screws. Let's see, there's one here, and then there's one on the other side. So we're going to have to take those out in order to continue disassembling to get to the clock spring. So next, guys, so there were actually a total of 3 screws. There was well, I'm sorry, I think it was 5. So it was the first 2 I told you about, one here under the cap, one under here under the airbag, I'm sorry, under the cap. And then there was a smaller one right here. And then I went to this side. There was one here as well. And I think one right there. And those were just regular small little screws. I'll show you, like little Phillips head screws like this. So I just took a Phillips head screwdriver and got those out. So then I got a flathead screwdriver, and I just pried this open, and this whole thing is ready to pop off, just like so. So I'm gonna get this out the way. Put that to the side. And the bottom. And after that, guys, you take it from around your ignition there. Get a little space there. Let's see. We'll wiggle this off. Okay, that's a bit better. This bottom housing, guys, took a little bit maneuvering to get it off. mainly around the housing here. So you just have to wiggle it and then free it from around the housing, and then it should wiggle right out. So now guys, we have to take off. This is your windshield wiper control. And these are just merely tabs. If you can see the top, there are tabs right here that I'm gonna press. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. We kind of press and kind of pull and wiggle those out and free up the arm. So we'll do that. So hey guys, I'm back. So I've already taken this one off, and I'm going to show you on this one exactly what I did. So again, I pressed it. Is a tab right here. I press the tab, and then it lifts out. Okay, and there's a harness right here that I'm going to disconnect. And that's just, yeah, you're just gonna, looks like you're just gonna lift that up and free this harness from the back of this controller. All right guys, like I said, I released both of the controls. They had the two top tabs. I pressed them and they released both sides here. And now I reattached them to the new clock spring. Again, you just go to the side of them and they just click in both sides. And they just, like I said, they just click in. Next, there are going to be two more Phillips head screws. One here, one here. And I'm going to take both of these off here. This one and this one. So guys, after I took out both of these screws, these two Phillips heads here and here, I went right back here and there's a tab. There's a tab right here that it was pushed in here. I just pressed it down to release it, like so. And that released it. And now at the bottom here, I have a couple more, as you see, little harnesses that I have to release. Hey guys, so I wiggled the clock spring off of the column here. Just kind of pulled it forward up off this stem here. And then in the back, you have these two harnesses here. So what I had to do, right here at the bottom, there was two notches. You had to press and pull at the same time. So they definitely weren't the easiest to get out, but I had to press with one hand or one finger and then pull at the same time. And that was both for this gray one and this yellow one on each side. Insert the upper and the lower panels first. Sorry about that, guys. So guys, I'm gonna give you a word of advice. When we putting this bottom panel back in, make sure the steering wheel control, the upper and lower, is down. Feed it through the hole, and then come on this side. Like I said, you're gonna have to kind of maneuver it up and around your ignition switch, and then everything should seat properly. There, just a word of advice, guys. So hey guys, so there was a part on this clock spring that I failed to tell you that I needed to take off, and it was on the back right here. So this little panel right here needed to come off my old one, and I've just put it on the new one. And there was 3 screws. There was one here, there was one here, one here. So 1, 2, 3. And this whole little panel lifted up. And this needed to be inserted in the back of the new clock spring before putting everything back on. So it was, like I said, I forgot to do that. I went back, but I also wanted to share with you guys. So I'm trying to be as detailed as possible. So I'm putting this, screwing this in, and then I'm gonna, then I'm gonna redo the harnesses. I'm gonna plug all the harnesses in and everything, and I'll be back with you. So guys, I have reinstalled all of my screws, my harnesses, everything that I told you about when I was taking everything off. Of course, you had, your little small screws here and on the other side, and I went ahead and put these two on each side back in and I just went ahead and snapped the caps back on them on both sides, and put the steering wheel back on. Make sure that was, of course, it was straight. Put the nut back on, that 3/4 nut back on there, and then add one harness in the back to plug in of the well, I'm sorry, it's a total of three. It's two little small ones in the back, and then that one big one in the back. Plug those in, and then that was right before I put those two screws back on that I just told you about with the caps. So I got everything back on. The only thing left is to reconnect the negative battery terminal, and then I'll be right back with you guys to give you a recap of everything that I did and why. Okay guys, now I'm going to go ahead and um, put that negative terminal back on. Go ahead and tighten it up really well. So okay. All right, guys, I promised you a recap. So again, this is a Nissan Rogue 2009. I just replaced the clock spring in the steering wheel. So the reason I did that is because the horn quit working. I'm not going to actually do it in the video. I'm gonna kind of go over it with you. So what you do, you got to remove your breather housing here, and it just pops out. It's like a little loose thing. It pops out. Underneath there, right here, is the fuse panel. It has all your fuses, and also it has the horn relay. I tested those. Um, they were both fine. So, which led me to believe, okay, sometimes you can tap on the relay while someone's holding the horn down just to make sure that, it could be the relay. And I know that's how some people test it. Is to just basically, like I said, have someone just hold the horn down while you tap on the relay. And like I said, the relay is a little black part that's in there. And you can look at your diagram underneath your cap if you want to, kind of look into that a little further. There's actually the relay, and there's a horn fuse kind of beside it. Both of those were fine, which led me to believe it was the clock spring. So that's why I did the video on replacing it. And and guys, you're gonna find out with me if that was the issue. So we're gonna go right around here to the horn right now and see what we got. That's it, guys. That was the issue all along. So again, guys, I hope this video helped you. It's really one of my first DIY videos, so if it was a little shaky, if it was a little unclear, I apologize. Um, but I would appreciate if you guys would like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm open to any comments, anything, any opinions, anything you have to say. Um, please hit that notification bell. I will be trying to bring you guys more and more videos. And I'll try to be as descriptive as I possibly can. Again, guys, my name is Ray. My YouTube channel is Ray Unwritten, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification for any videos that I have coming up, And guys, I don't only have DIY videos, I have motivational videos. I do door dashing, I do Walmart Spark delivery. So, you know, I give you a host of different things. So, guys, if you have any questions or anything, comment down below and I'll be sure to read all the comments and I'll try to respond to each and every one. Thank you guys again for following me along. I appreciate you. Have a great day.